What's up, guys? This is Knowledge of Self-Determination. So as you guys can tell from the title of this video, this might be a very unpleasant conversation. This is Marlene the Pinna. This is a black woman who was harassed and beaten like a fucking man by this grown-ass fucking male white cop. Apparently the story goes he pulled her from traffic or oncoming traffic or whatever, and she quote-unquote resisted. I don't even know what the fuck that means. But if the woman doesn't want you to put your fucking hands on her, then why the fuck are you putting your hands on her? Maybe she didn't know this dude was behind her grabbing her, and she fought back like anybody would with common sense when you don't know who the fuck's grabbing you from behind. But the topic of this video today is, who the fuck is feminism for? Because it doesn't seem to be for black women. Black women seem to need feminists marching on their behalf more than white women do, but yet black women's voices aren't heard, and the things that they suffered aren't being taken seriously by the feminist movement. So I just want you guys to watch these clips and introduce yourselves to these women who were brutalized by fucking grown-ass white male cops. And the feminist movement was not started so that white women can join up with black women to fight for racial equality. White women started feminist groups so that they can fight for them to have equality with white men, to have the same.
Put your feet back in the car so I can close the door. Okay, man, stand up. Okay, good.
No, why are you killing me? Oh my God! Oh my God!
So I muted that, right? Because now look at these motherfuckers over here. She's black. They just stand there and walk to their car and don't say anything. People just stand by and watch this man brutalize this fucking woman. He's brutalizing this fucking woman, and people just stand by and watch. Where the fuck are the feminists at? I muted that shit not just so I can give you my commentary. I muted it because as a fucking man, I cannot. This shit is hard for me to watch. Look, I'm gonna pause it. It's hard for me to watch this because anytime I see a grown ass man brutalizing a fucking, in fact, not just a grown man and a woman, if I see anybody being mistreated and taken advantage of by other people, there's a fire lit inside of me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you can't do that kind of shit in fucking front of me. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. If you my homeboy and you put your hands on a female in front of me, nigga, I will fight you. I will fight you on some real shit. You can't do that kind of shit in front of me, man. You can't mistreat people and abuse them in front of me. And when I see shit like that, man, I rightfully get angry, as all you other fucking men out there should. I'm gonna go ahead and finish playing the video, this clip of her being brutalized by this man. But my whole point is, where the fuck is the feminist community? Where are they? Okay, feminism is white women's attempt to be equal to their man. Their man. So let's continue. Numerous feminist movements.
Do not. He is about to.
So what exactly is the reason for this man grabbing on her? She wasn't resisting. She was actually on the phone with the police department while he was pulling her over for speeding in a parking lot. She had just pulled out of a parking space. But apparently that's considered speeding when you're black. He couldn't wait to put his hands on his sister. He couldn't wait to put his hands on her. And I noticed that with a lot of these white cops when it comes to black women, you motherfuckers are perverts. Y'all can't wait to get y'all hands all over these sisters. Because the first thing y'all do is start grabbing and touching them, wanting to get them on the ground and straddle them and struggle with them. The first thing y'all motherfuckers want to do is put y'all hands on them. When it's a brother, y'all immediately want to kill him. That's her at the bottom left of the screen right there. I'm sorry it's cut off, but this is one of the cameras that's at this particular location. But do you guys notice this? These motherfuckers can't wait to put their hands all over our fucking sisters. They can't wait. When it's a brother, they want to eliminate you. When it's a female, they gotta put their hands on you. They gotta touch you. You understand what I'm saying? At least he didn't pull his gun out of his sister, right? At least, right? But this is what I'm saying. You are not a fucking man. You are a pussy. You are less than a man. Because you felt as though this cause of action was warranted for this female. You felt as though you had to put your hands on her. You felt as though you had, and this is her attorney, by the way, that you had to harass her and put her on the ground and beat her up and shit. You had to do that, right? You just had to do that shit.
On the night that I was stopped, I didn't expect for none of that to happen. And when he approached the car, I mean, I didn't know what was gonna happen next, because me and some others was just sitting in the car, and they just came and approached the car, and it went from there. And once he did the arrest, I was took into a hospital on the whole opposite side of town, which I didn't think nothing of it at the time, and started to manipulate me. And
take your time.
Me being in a room with the police, not expecting to get violated the way I did, the way I was done. I just couldn't even believe it. I was speechless. I was scared. When everything was going down, I felt I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I felt like I was in survival mode, so I had to do what he was making me do. So
feminists also work to ensure access to legal abortions and social integration, and to protect women and girls from rape, sexual harassment, and domestic violence. An OKC police officer. Feminists, have coined the term rape culture and said that men, voluntarily or involuntarily, all support rape culture. This white cop is out in the communities raping women. One of the very things that feminists say they fight against is rape culture. It's one of their pet peeves. But this sister gets taken to a fucking hospital, stripped, chained to a fucking bed, and violated. And where the fuck are the feminists? You see all the people in her background. Where the fuck are the white feminists at? Standing up for this sister, being brutalized and victimized by this piece of shit of a fucking man. Rape culture is one of your pet peeves. This is why I say feminism is a fucking joke, because you only give a fuck about fucking feminism and feminists and women when they look like your ass. But when they look like me, when they have brown skin or black skin, you don't give a flying fuck about them. Black women, you need to band together and form your own fucking organizations. Get the fuck away from them white feminists and their bullshit movement. Because what white feminists are fighting for is equal treatment by white men. Nobody else is victimizing fucking white women in this country but white men. They make more money than black of any ethnic, or how do you say? I hate the term minority, but just for the sake of this particular video, I'm gonna say minority. White women make more money more cents on the dollar than any minority man or female counterpart in this fucking country. First and foremost, they inherit everything that white people build. They have their children. You understand what I'm saying? You inherit everything that white men have. Who the fuck is victimizing white women in this country other than white men? And yet, all of their attacks, feminists, seem to be against people who aren't white men, when white men are the ones literally sticking their foot in your ass. Let me continue.
Once I got there, they gave me took off my clothes and handcuffed me to the bed and took me to a room, and no nurses, nobody came to check on me. And shortly he just was.
How many of them nurses you think and those doctors in that hospital you think were white and they let this shit happen? Do you guys understand that white feminists work in correlation with white men to victimize and then not give any attention to the victimization of non-white people? Because the feminists aren't jumping all over this. They're protecting their men. You understand what I'm saying? Feminism is only a tool or resource to be used by white women. Because if you are a non-white woman and you're making a complaint against a white man, fuck you and your feminism. You understand what I'm saying? They don't give a fuck about that. In fact, I would even go to say that shit works against white women too. Cause Ben Roethlisberger, big bitch ass, raped 3 bitches. And I guarantee you none of them were black. That shit got swept under the rug too. You bitches are fighting. You dumb motherfuckers are doing what we call hustling backwards in the hood. You bitches are hustling backwards. Because all you really want is to get equal pay to white men. That's all you really want, is to be equal so far as how much you pay. You get paid. That's all the fuck y'all really want. Y'all hustling backwards. Y'all not actually doing anything to service women. You're just doing what you can to service your fucking selves. All of you bitches are a piece of fucking shit.
We watched the raw emotion of a family getting terrible news. The fatal shooting of a 30-year-old mother. Her family says she had mental health issues, but they insist Charlena Lyles was no threat.
What is she gonna do to all you police? You big men. I can take her down. I know you can.
Seattle police.
So the sister of the sister just made an excellent point. Apparently this woman was 5 foot something. 100 and some odd pounds. She wasn't even 130 pounds. Wasn't even 130 pounds. But these grown ass men, now mind you, and I did a video on Charlena Lyles. I did a video on her. You know what I'm saying? Check the fucking resume. If you want to see it, go check it out. Charlena Lyles, right? She was harassed, or rather she called the police, right? Because she was reporting a possible burglary and or break-in at her place, right? She called the police. So this is what the police, this is what their bullshit story is after this woman has been murdered. Well, we sent 2 officers because we know the history of Miss Charlena Lyles. We know the history, and we just sent 2 officers, you know, just so they can have each other's back. Blah, blah, blah. She was calling about a fucking attempted burglary at her house. She had a knife in her hand because she was afraid. This is a pregnant woman with children in her home. The police officers, as she opened the door, decided to pull out their service weapons and shoot her instead of actually finding out why she called the police in the first place. So they murdered her. She was pregnant and they shot her. They killed her. They didn't ask her any questions. She opened the door, they saw a knife and they shot her. She was pregnant. I'm saying this shit over and over again. Because when was the last time a pregnant woman was able to fucking kick your ass? When was the last time you got beat up by a pregnant chick? You're a grown ass man. These 2 dudes are standing at least 6 feet tall. She's almost a foot shorter than these motherfuckers. Both of these dudes probably outweigh her by 70, 80 pounds, at least. But they felt the need to have to kill her. And all I want to know is, where the fuck is feminism? Where are all you feminine bitches out there for Charlena Lyles? Listen to this asshole.
Had to fire their service weapons, striking the individual. Unfortunately, it is a fatality.
This neighbor
fuck this nigga.
As he awoke to the sound of gunfire.
Fuck that
Couple
bitch.
of shots, yeah. Just rolled over in the bed.
He ain't adding nothing to the story, man. Blah,
The
blah,
news
blah.
hit her family hard.
There's no reason for her to be shot in front of her baby.
He even did nothing. He even did nothing too. Yeah, he asked him what's corporate number. That's the only thing she asked him. I'm gonna go over there and get the card from there.
I heard the F-bomb. They're going to get some.
No, because Goldie was sitting here talking crazy to me. No, but that's not what you gonna do to me. You're not gonna grab on me like that. No. Come on, Kiki. Let's just go outside. Please talk to you simply. So she just come here and just grab on me like for no reason.
See what I mean about these punk motherfuckers, man? They always start off putting their hands all over. Look at this shit. Look at this. This is hard. See, this is another video that's hard to watch. And this shit, if this shit isn't as hard to watch for you as it is for me, if you are a fucking man and this doesn't bother you, if you're black and this shit doesn't bother you, go fucking kill yourself, man. Fuck you. Get the fuck off my channel. If you got any condescending or inflammatory remarks to make about my statements towards fuck all white supremacist cops and fuck all white supremacist feminists, fuck all you bitches, because you don't stand up and fight for all women. You only fight for your own bullshit little issues. You want more money. You want to be treated equally by men. But all you're really talking about are fucking white men, because they're the only ones who's ever had their foot so far implanted up your ass, you sneak. Black feminism is a school of thought stating that sexism, class oppression, gender identity, and racism are inextricably bound together.